Now, completing the square, 10 of you who did not do it, please watch the video for homework. And those who did it, was it reasonable? Quite reasonable. So basically what happens is some quadratics that we have, so x squared plus whatever, you can't factorize, right? So imagine if we had x squared plus, we'll go the 12, better pick one that won't work. Yes, thank you, right? There are no numbers that when you times them together gives you 12, but will add up to be 5. It just can't happen. So sometimes that could be, well, there's no solution, and sometimes it means that they're yucky solutions. So they're decimals. And there's no way that we could trial and error and guess them using factorization methods. Do we agree? So lucky for us, we've got another option. And that option that you looked at last night or the night before was completing the square. So please go back and look at that. I got to say, not a huge fan of completing the square, but one of our next topics that we'll be doing later on, we use that to help us as well. So it does come back to haunt us. Ooh, I shouldn't say haunt. Today, what we're going to look at is it's a formula, the quadratic formula. So if you can't factorize, if you don't want to factorize, then we can use this formula that will give us the answers. Okay? And then in 5 seconds, you'll go, oh my God, thank God for our graphics calculators. They are worth their weight in gold. Even more, because it will get it for you. So that's what we're doing today, using our quad formula. But the same thing goes. We want to expand. We want to get everything on one side because we want to get it in the form of, so little heading please, of ax squared plus bx plus c. So you're heading to 2 solutions. When we were factorizing, we got 2 solutions, yeah? So just to prove to you that this works for ones you could factorize, we'll just show you, and then you'll see that it can work for any quadratic that we have. So, Zara, you're talking while I'm talking. Let's not do that. That's on video now. So, one that we know, x squared. Shall we take our friend, let's keep small numbers because I'm weary. 5? Can you give me something in here? Can you give me one in here that would factorize? Couldn't be 10. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be 6 because the only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So 6x. So you don't have to copy this bit. So I know that this would factorize to be x plus 1, x plus 5. Let's hope that's not on the test. So therefore, x equals minus 1 and x equals minus 5. So this is the skill that we already know. Agreed? Happy with that? So it's okay. So again, there's going to be more that you will do. These are little short skill tests, okay? You'll redeem that. Fear not. So here we go. Let's use our formula. By the way, forgot one little thing up here. Comma, a cannot equal 0. Any idea why? Because if it is 0, it's no longer a quadratic. It would just be a linear. No need for the formula. Anyway, so here we go. Everyone happy? These A's, B's, and C's is just referring. A is your coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x. C is your constant term. So if I'm looking at this equation, we'll write it again. X squared plus 6x plus 5. I don't think you will ever have to write A equals B equals C equals again. So what's my A value? 1. What's my B value? Yeah, it's right. Is that simple? I think the only bit that is mildly is if that was a negative. Just make sure that you say it is negative 6. It's not just the value. You've got to go with the sign. So far, so good? Right, now we're going to slap it in. So we follow. We don't have to do much thinking. It says minus B. What's my B? So I say minus 6. Not making up anything here, not having to think. I'm just following. It says plus or minus. Now, JPB was saying, how come this plus minus? I don't get it. Do we think we know why? Not yet? Yeah, because we're going to have to end up with two solutions somehow from this. So we're going to end up with something plus or something minus. No, you'll see, we'll do it. So we get plus minus, square root, it says square root, I put square root, b squared. So you put 6 squared, and this is the other bugbear. Don't ever tell me that a negative squared is a negative, right? If I go onto my calculator and I say minus 3 squared, it will tell me it's minus 9, but that's wrong because I've entered it in wrong. How you should enter it is correct. I never even put the negative when I'm squaring a negative because I know I'm always going to get a positive answer. So please save my sanity and never say that a negative squared is a positive. All right, what do I have to do next? Take 4. Oh my goodness, what's in between the 4 and the A? Times. Now, do you want me to write times 1 or can we leave that out? We can leave it out. Times C all over 2 times A, 2. And now we're just tidying up. So we go minus 6 plus or minus 36 minus 20. I'm hoping you're seeing where this is going. Minus 6 plus or minus 36 take 20 is 16. Oh, do we know what the square root of 16 is? 4. Thank you, Osk. So it's minus 6 plus or minus 4. And I'm just doing a very bad thing and having 2 equal signs on the same line. It's just I want you to keep an eye on these answers here. So this is our shortcut of writing 2 solutions. This is either minus 6 plus 4 over 2. But it can also be, geez, still running out of room. Or it could be minus 6 take 4 over 2. Minus 6 take 4 is minus 10 over 2, which is negative 5. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Woohoo! So, can you see the benefits of factorising over quad form? Right? And now you're going to go, well, if you were stuck, if you had a brain and you just couldn't find the factors, you could use quad formula. But what did you say?
It takes longer.
Exactly. Way too long. Why would you want to? But of course, quad formula you will use if this was like a 15 and you couldn't factorise it, then quad form. You will have a situation where the thing underneath the square root could be negative. And that's when you rejoice. If it's a negative, you just go, no solution. No more work needed. Noah, heads up. Are we happy with this? So we're going to do one more. We're going to practice. Yeah, so we'll do one more to practice again. Because I wanted you to see that it would be the same, and now we're going to do one nicely. So do you want to do one that doesn't factorise? Let's do it. Write the formula down. So we're doing C. I'm going to say yes. I can reach over somewhere if I had it handy and show you the methods formula sheet and the spec formula sheet. It's on there, the formula, right? This x equals minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. But we're going to use it so much you will just remember it. So we're writing. You've got exercise 10E. You've got question C written down. And then you've got your formula. I don't think you need me to write it, but I'm just going to since it's the second one we're doing. A is 3, B is minus 7, and C is minus 6. Yeah, if B is already a negative, what's a negative Negative. Positive. So, can everybody try and do their line of substitution? I'll be right behind you. Minus b. So minus 7 is just 7. Feel free to keep going. Plus minus. I'm just talking if anyone out there is stuck. Square root. I put square. Ooh, that was on the chalkboard. I put square root. Now, minus 7 squared. Yeah? Minus 4 times a. What is my a? 3. Right, what is my c? Minus 6. So we're being very careful with that. And 2 times a? 6. And I actually have to interrupt you a little bit because I didn't do part 1, which was the factorising, did I? Bad, Leroy Brown. Yeah, but you have to know that you're getting the right answer, yeah? So let's just do a quick. So, no common factors, correct? The only way that I can get the 3x squared is to go 3x times x. I want 7 in the middle. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Can I play with the 6 here? 3 6s are 18. Not going to happen. So, no. What about 6 here and 1 here? I'd get a 6x and a 3x. So that's not going to happen. So very quickly, you're out of the game. Any takers? 3 3s are 9. So minus plus 2 gives me the 7 that I want. Anyway, so I know my solutions should be 3 and negative 2 over 3. At the moment, yucko. Let's see how it goes. So 7 plus or minus. Grab your calculator if you want to. 7 squared, 49. Was that minus and a minus is a plus? 12 6s are 72. But you don't have to do what I've just done. You can put it in your calculator, right? Do it. No, I want to see it's done. 7 plus or minus. Help me out. 40, 100, 121. Thank goodness. And I'd like to think that you're all going, that's excellent. Because we know what is the square root of 121 without going to our calculators. It's legs 11. You don't play bingo, do you? I did. Legs 11. Okay, so here comes the bit that some of you were going, oh, I didn't like that plus or minus, bizzo. You ready? So, this is just the lazy way of writing 2 solutions. This is saying my answer could be 7 plus 11 over 6, right? Reading across the top. Or it could be, reading along the bottom, 7 take 11 over 6. And now we just work out each one. Seven plus 11 is 18. 18 divided by 6. 7 take 11. Negative 4 over 6. Isn't that the same as minus 2 over 3? Same. Okay, these ones are actually more work because you have to keep going. With the ones that can't factorise, you're going to end up with this. You might be square root of 11, and then you can't go any further. You just leave it like that. So those are the better ones. Yes, about to right now. So we can see, no way. Factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So there's no way that you can get 1 from that, right? So we're not going to waste our time factorising. We go quad form. So that's it. Just one little thing. Well, 2. Are you ready? Ready to be amazed? Am I recording? I am. So, menu. Equation. Enter. Polynomial. And I will do this so many times, you will remember. Don't worry. But at the moment, you won't need this. I'm just showing you. 1 minus 5. Where have those come from? There, your A, your B, and look at that. A, B, C. And press enter. How nice is that? Nice.
So that all of this space can be done like 2 seconds.
Well, so could you just go bang? Well, yeah, you could go into the answers at the back of the book and write it down. All I have to do is say, show you're working. Algebraically show. And then you've got to show me the steps. Okay. One other thing, please. We had a look here. We've got root 21. And I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but this will crop up. And I would suggest just put the whole thing into your calculator and it will simplify it for you. But just remember, I can't remember if we covered this or not. If I have square root of 12, anyone know what's going to happen when I press equals? Close. So 12 is 4 times 3, right? So root 4 times root 3, which is 2 root 3. Yeah. So sometimes if your answers don't match with the back, like you don't have a denominator, it's because they've simplified a little bit. And maybe put your hand up and I'll come and just talk to you because that's enough for you at the moment. Yeah? Now, just because we can, and my students remember this, just going to play you something. Don't worry too much when they say the word discriminant. We will talk about that later on, but that's the thing underneath the square root. You ready? Oh, ads. No sound?
First block, there's a math test. We've got to do our best. You've got to concentrate if you're in Haley's class. Thinking of all the quadratics we must solve. But first, let's inform you what it's gonna involve. AX squared plus BX plus C. Make sure it's set equal to 0, then it's easy. Everybody freezes, we don't know what to do. Racking my brain, but I still don't have a clue. I start to think, but then I see solve for X, it's negative B. Plus or minus 12. These with minus 12. Quadratic formula is gonna help me out. And the discriminant has been all about p squared minus standard form. That's what it must be. I have to get
Yep.
my numbers
Now,
from A, B, and C.
just in case you weren't Adele fans, I've got one for everybody. I've got one for everybody. I'm doing it.
You gotta start singing for it.
I've got my guitar. I was a straight A student at this school, except for music. It's the only subject I got a C for. I don't hate it. You take time out of my class.
So if we use that same chorus, we can sing the quadratic formula.